see your moment afterwards and you want to shine. Hang on, hang on. Aha! Okay, we're back. Microphone is on. Sorry, continue.
So, continuing. As I was saying, my motivation remains on my Erasmus experiences. These are my friends that made my Erasmus experience amazing, jointly with ESN volunteers. And I still remember those times as the best 6 moments of my life. And everything that I do in ESN is to contribute more for ESN volunteers to give the tools and be willing to give it back to other international students to improve their Erasmus experience as it was such good as mine. Regarding my focal points, I have 3 focal points in my application, as you can see. Before, when I wrote my application, I was hoping that we would have a whole board and the positions would be fulfilled. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So I really think that I should put a lot more effort in my third focal point, internal development, so we can still continue to the growth of our federation and also the impact that we have to our international students. Regarding my first focal point, I aim to create an international forum to formulate some position papers jointly also with our Observatory for International Mobility, that we can make even more impactful policy papers with insights from the ESN survey, but also insights directly from our international students in Portugal. Those position papers will then be presented to stakeholders, as for example, IMEC, embassies, consulates, and the Executive Secretariat of CPLP. And of course, I also aim to continue strengthening the ESN Portugal's presence in the European University Alliances, because our ESN sections need to understand what they can, what is their role within this initiative, and what they can add in each European University Alliance. Regarding my second focal point, I aim to strive for better volunteering for our volunteers, with also our position paper regarding volunteer, together with CPV. Foster close ties with the National Youth Council and student unions, because together we are stronger, and create a political strategy to promote our advocacy tools in a more impactful way. Still in my second focal point, I aim to ensure continuity of the good relation with the national agencies and the projects that we develop with them. I aim to build bridges with the CNEC, GES, Group, CISP, APESP, and ANESCO, and also other international organizations with issues related to internationalization within our scope. I think we also should really mark the 14th anniversary of Portugal's EU membership in the European membership, with also events that within the agenda of the European Commission in Portugal and also the European Parliament office in Portugal. Regarding my third and last focal point, I aim to engage all volunteers in the ESN education, in ESN Portugal education community, because everyone that has a say regarding these matters and the needs of our international students should be able to do it in a more close way. So the people are on our sections are the people that connect with every day with our international students and that really understand their needs. So you should have to tell us also which are their needs together with those international students, and then we can create better and more impactful advocacy tools. I am also to pursue public utility statutes that will also help us to secure a physical office and storage space for our secretary to have the best conditions to work and for us to also save some money. And also, I plan to make a stakeholder mapping with all our sections, with all our education department that is in Portugal, to all understand first which are our primary and key stakeholders, and then develop a strategy to protect them. I also aim to support local sections in the tailoring training, also, especially the presidents. But I think that each section has different needs, and that should be addressed in different ways. So that's it for my focal points. And I want to say that everything that I put on my application is based with our mission of enriching society through international students. And I also want to say that by applying for the position, I really understand the weight of the responsibility this position entails. I'm eager to contribute more for our federation, for our sections, for our volunteers, and especially for our international students. So thank you so much for considering my application, and thank you for your attention. Thank you.
The Q&A is open. Thank you, David. Who would like to start? First come, first serve. Yes, Daniel.
Daniel Granger, yes, in Switzerland. Thank you so much for the presentation and my question is about the regional platforms. Portugal is part of the SWEP, Switzerland is part of the web. And we are the two regions, let's say, that are the most opinionated, I cannot say this word, opinionated and active maybe in the network. However, the SWEP region has some struggles with having regional support structures. And I wanted to know how you envision your role within this lack of structures, and if you think there should be more collaboration between the two regions.
Okay, thank you so much for your question. I really enjoyed, I had the opportunity that our current national board gave me as being a support position to attend the last GA, where I could see the whole dynamic of SWEP and the other regions, and it was amazing. I really felt that the collaboration that we do with the other countries within ESM, but especially also in the SWEP, is amazing, and I think we should foster more collaboration within our countries. We have also this problem currently in ESM Portugal, and the solution is basically the same. We need to search for talent, because our sections really have a lot of talent, and we need to motivate these talents to apply for these positions, to have knowledge about these positions, to know that they actually can make it, and to know where the open calls open, when they close, help them to construct really good applications. And basically that's it. We need to foster the knowledge about these positions and also motivate the talent that already exists in our sections to improve our network. Thank you.
Thank you. Albert?
LXXIII in Portugal. Pedro, first of all, I'm very proud to see you there on stage, and I'm really happy for you to take this decision. Thank you for making it too. And now regarding my question, as you know, the current national board has shared a set of recommendations regarding the next 3-year strategy. Basically, I want to know your opinion. What is for you more important recommendations there, and what do you feel is missing?
Okay, regarding the professionalization and the structure of our federation, I think we are already made very good steps. Now we're changing the PPT with the VPG, and the next steps are really amazing regarding this subject. I still think that we could make more consultation regarding this proposal, regarding also to alumni of ESM Portugal, and try to understand which initiatives are lacking there, and then develop the ones that are currently there. Mostly, I think the best thing that we have, which is more important and urgent, is the way that we need to restructure our events, our national events. I think what is written there about the events, the restructure of things in Portugal, I think it's very important. I think the whole sections are talking about it for a long time. So that's good that it is on our 3-year strategy, and we should, of course, address it. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro. Mariana?
Hi, Pedro. First of all, in the name of Mariana Costa, ESN Port, in the name of ESN Port, I want to congratulate you for being here. On a personal note, I couldn't be happier to see you applying for this position. I grew with you in ESN in education, so I'm super proud of you right now. My question is regarding, you mentioned in your presentation that of course when you wrote your application, you thought you would have a full national board, which unfortunately will not happen. So my question is, as possibly the elected president, how you will strategically approach these, how you will adapt your candidacy, what will be your main tasks towards a more stable federation, if we can.
Okay, thank you. That's a very good question. And thank you for your kind words also. I think the main priority regarding this is that we have to fill in these positions, so apply. However, I need to discuss it with the next elected board, with the current national board, to understand which strategy is being applied, which was already done, and what will be the next strategy. So it's not a decision that I will take only by my side. However, it's the same answer that I gave to Daniel's question, that we have the talent and we know we have the people that could actually fill these positions, and we have a lot of people that could do it. We need to understand which are the reasons for them to not apply. We need to understand or to demystify some risks that those people are afraid of taking regarding going to those positions, and we need to motivate them, to try to make them understand that this is an amazing experience, as people tell me, so let's hope it is. So I think that's it. Regarding my own personal work and my own personal strategy on my position, as I said, I will have to focus a lot in the internal part, because I have to take the minimum of the other positions that are not occupied at this moment or in the future. And I will have to prioritize what is more urgent and more important to do first for the federation and for our students. Then, if I still have the time and the availability to make more than expected, or then I could do it without this internal problem. I will of course do it. However, it will be in terms of prioritization. But again, it's something that I'm expecting to hear from the national board in the transition phase.
Thank you. Daniel?
Daniel Grange, Eastern Switzerland. But we actually met through the Évora group, back when I was a local president too. And as you know, university alliances often prefer to engage directly with the sections and not the national level. They are quite sometimes even very against engaging with the national level. How do you see yourself supporting the local presidents in this context, where you may not always be able to speak?
Thank you for your question. Yeah, I totally agree that ESN Portugal should not have a direct input in each European University Alliance. I think it should be our sections that it's their role to engage with each of their European University Alliance. Of course, however, I truly understand the struggle that some sections may have regarding this subject, because I truly myself, when I started working with this initiative, I struggled. It is difficult, it is complex. Even the higher education institutions have this struggle. So of course that we are for us that we are volunteers, it will be way more difficult. So we need to demystify, to simplify the structures of each European University Alliance, and to make each section and to make the education departments, presidents, to understand which are their roles inside each European University Alliance, because they have different structures. It needs to be a tailored training. However, when I started to enroll in these initiatives, and as soon as I understood which was my role and which would be my impact or my section's impact, or me as a president in the University Alliance, it was way more clear, and now I think it is easy actually. So I think it goes more to the collaboration between the sections and the higher education institutions, the collaborations that we actually do it right now, but promote it in a more international way. So it's a new type of mobility, and we should embrace it, not go against it. Thank you.
Thank you. Matilde?
Matilde, first of all, congratulations on your candidacy. I think there's no better fitted person for this role because, I've seen your work and you are very passionate about this. I think everyone can see that. We kind of tackled this in the last education meeting because we now have a great structure of support positions and we had a great work and a great team this year, but we've seen a lot of the same people in the positions. We have a lot of local boards on this position.
To be in each area of interest in ESN. So every person that can attend these community meetings and join the education area, we should be creating more engaging and try to make them understand how can they participate and engage more within ESN Portugal's education community. And I think that's the way I started to enjoy the education area, and I think that's the way that more people can enjoy it and can truly understand the impact that we have. And as they see results, they will be motivated. That's my motivation. When I see a result, when I see that we can actually make a change, that's where I feel like our work is actually working. So I think that's the biggest example that I can give you, but there are a lot of other examples like the education meetings, education committee meetings, on local calls, and other type of events, like even EGM. Like EGM gives a lot of motivation also. So international events, national events, local events. We have a lot of things that we can do. So let's see, but I will also need our sections to collaborate in this matter. Thank you.
Elder?
Elder is in Portugal. Pedro, as you know, we are currently gathering answers for the ESN survey. Please fill the ESN survey. Yeah. And how do you intend to use the data? So, 2 years ago, we did a breakout report for ESN Portugal. We use it like in our advocacy efforts and stuff. Do you ever do something different? Do you have any ideas like on how to improve our process on that?
Okay, so thank you. We actually made a lot of things regarding this subject in this past mandate, and it was amazing, and it really had an impact. And for me, being a national sports structure, it was very clear the impact that this initiative had. Because I was able to attend meetings and to present this report to partners, and we were able to see some changes. We actually made possible that the government changed the law of international students. So, because of talking with the group, with CIS, with higher education institutions, with the government, with the political parties, etc., we can actually create an impact and make people think about the needs of our international students. So, regarding the ESN survey, that we can retrieve data directly from the international students, the national students that didn't go abroad because of some reasons, and also the outgoing incoming students, we can actually have data to support our recommendations to these partners. And I think the way that it was made this year, it was amazing, and it really created an impact. So we should continue to do it, and we should improve what we are doing now to still do more in the impact and have more impact. But I think the strategy is very well aligned. The publications in our social media, LinkedIn, for example, and the position papers that we publish are actually have an impact. So I think it's working. Thank you.
Thank you, Elder. You can ask your second question. We're over time.
Perfect. As you know, ESN International, Elder is in Portugal. As you know, ESN International has published a position paper regarding the future is Erasmus, and we have a reaction from ESN Portugal. But we already tried to make some efforts on the MEPs, but this message has to be more shared, and like more pressure has to be done on the change maker side to see our propositions take place actually. Do you have any strategies on how you can reinforce our position in the European, let's say, change makers?
Okay, so thank you. I think we have some doors that we can open to make it. We have very good relations with the European Commission in Portugal. We have good relations with the European Parliament in Portugal. We actually, during this mandate, we managed to, in the sphere, managed to meet with some MIPs. So I think it was good. I think it was very impactful of our part, and I think we can still continue to do it. And if we find any difficulties regarding the contacting with MIPs, for example, we can go to these doors, like as I said, the European Commission in Portugal, the European Parliament, to see if we have some contacts. Also, we actually have been successful when contacting with the political parties in Portugal and their youth political parties. So that may also be a door, because they are interested in hearing our recommendations. So they may be interested in sharing those recommendations with the MPs of each political party in Portugal represented in the European Parliament. So I think this is a good strategy. It might be need to align, of course, but I think we have a lot of doors, and they actually trust us in our recommendations and our opinions regarding internationalization matters. Thank you.
Thank you. Maria, Maju, I don't know how you prefer this.
Hello, Pedro. Oh, sorry, Maria Joana Silva, Commission Porto. Hello, Pedro. Once again, congratulations on your candidacy.
Honey, project.
I'm projecting. Basically, my question is, you have 3 focal points. I would like to understand better which are your top priorities inside each focal point.
Okay. So, a difficult question. Thank you so much. So, as I said, I have 3 difficult points. When I wrote them, I was not thinking that they would have more priority than others. However, as I said, right now in the current circumstances, I have to rethink that, of course. So, regarding my focal point, my first focal point, I think we still need to publish more position papers regarding the opinion of our international students and the opinion that you see that our international students have, and the needs that they have. So I think the part where I say that formulate and disseminate the position papers and where is it? And the international forum that are on my first focal point are a really way that they can connect these 2 initiatives, can connect and can create a very big impact for our federation and to represent those students and their opinions. So regarding my second focal point, I think we can actually make our collaboration with the national agencies more impactful. Both because of the projects that we have with them, and especially the project that we have within the Erasmus Alumni Network, which is a recent project that we still have a lot to improve. And this project can actually be very impactful. Imagine like having events with this network, with Alumni Network, Erasmus Alumni Network in Portugal. This could actually promote more mobility among young people, because they can share their experience like from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and compare it with the experience that we now have. And also the opportunity that we have for this year of the celebration of the 14th anniversary of Portugal's EU membership, that can actually create a very good impact in our federation and within our stakeholders. So, in my third focal point, I think I'm a little bit lost now. Okay. In my third focal point, I think the transparency within the network, so the way that we represent our sections in the GA are very important to be established, the way that we do it, the consultation process. And also, we can, I think it's very priority that, as I said, to search for talent within our network. So, as the example that I gave to Matilda regarding our community meetings, I think that's a very good way to recruit people for our sports instructors, for then create a succession for the national board, and to continue with the sustainability of our federation. So I think that's the way to go, and I hope I answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you. Alice?
Aris is important. Congratulations, first of all, on your candidacy. Your plans rely heavily on building external partnerships and engaging institutions. But what concrete steps will you take to ensure that this collaboration goes beyond papers and they have real benefits for local section, international students, and etc.
Another complex question. So, as I said to Elder, first of all, thank you for your question. As I said to Elder, I actually, during the mandate that I'm having as youth policy coordinator and the previous 4 positions that I had, I actually could see a lot of the impact that we can have in ESN within our stakeholders and with our students. Also in my section I have implemented many projects and initiatives that actually made an impact. For example, in my online career day I gave the example that we reached out to a private higher education institution that we have in Évora, and we managed for them to put a discount of 24% on the fee of the university for outgoing mobility students, because they were having a problem with sending students on outgoing mobility. So with our recommendations, they could actually make create an impact and making mobility better. I think ESN Portugal is doing the same. So with our recommendations and with the trust that we build on our stakeholders, we can actually make these changes in the same way. So I think that's the most impactful way, and also I truly believe in the informal contact that we have with our stakeholders that actually builds a relationship with them within ESN Portugal and their institution. So the informal contact is very important for us to receive feedback from our recommendations, for example, in an informal way that is more impactful. So with creating a relationship in a formal relationship and also an informal relationship, I think we can actually build stronger mobility.
Thank you. Reminder that we are okay.
Well, as you have the same name, congratulations, Bill, of course, on your candidacy. As you know, the Erasmus Plus program had faced cuts on the budget, and my question is very simple. What are your ideas on a national level, of course, to fight for the Erasmus Plus program, and what do you want to do with your education community and department?
Okay, thank you for your question. So my vision regarding this subject, of course, is very aligned with the ESN's vision, with the policy papers that ESN International has been publishing regarding this matter, and the work that ESN in Portugal and ESN International have been doing regarding this. In the Europe's Day in ESN, we were organizing events with roundtables with the MIPs and the former Vice President of the European Parliament, and we were actually discussing this matter. And I could understand their perspective and our perspective. Of course, that they would love to not spend a lot of money in defense, that's as we are doing right now. However, that's not the case in our real world, so they will have to do it according to their opinions. However, I don't think, as ESN thinks, I don't think that education should not be prioritized in this process, because if we build a society without education, those problems will arise and will turn bigger and bigger. So I think the foundation of our society is education, and we should continue to improve mobility and education, and also the rights of our international students. So cutting the Erasmus Plus program funding is not the way to go. So also, that is the other part of the question. How I plan to and I intend to promote it better. Also with the data that we retrieve from the ESN survey and the recommendations that we build on our position papers, and presenting that to our stakeholders and giving them actually insights that they could actually easily implement. So step by step, not giving impossible things like changing the world in 1 hour, but giving steps by steps to think to reach what we aim. Thank you.
Thank you. I propose to close the speakers list. Does anybody oppose?
Yes. Just a second.
Sfial.
Sfial, ESN Portugal. So throughout the national platform and also throughout our entire mandate, we talked a lot about the expansion and the development of the Secretariat. There's a lot of ideas in the 3-year strategy. There's a lot of ideas we've also mentioned throughout the midterm report and the national board updates. Given all that has been shared not only in this national platform but throughout the year, what is your vision for the future of the Secretariat?
Okay, thank you for your question. That's a subject that I will also have to discuss with the next board, of course, and also with you during the transition, if elected. So I really want to understand which was the path before this, and which would be the next steps, which are the grants that we have that could support the evolution of our secretariat, and also which would be the opportunities that it will bring for our federation. However, I still think that we can improve, and how many more we have, more impact that we can do, it's better for our federation, and I think that's good expansion. Thank you.
I propose to close the speakers list now that Philippe has added himself. Does anybody oppose? Speakers list is closed. Philippe.
Felipe Galante, in Porto. Pedro, thank you for the candidacy. My question is, since your candidacy is ambitious and with many proposals, especially now with the situation of lacking candidacies and support positions, how do you plan on ensuring quality support to the local sections while still working on the national level initiatives?
So, thank you for your question. I think, as I said also to Mariana, we should prioritize which is more urgent and more important. If our sections do not have the human resources to operate, they will not operate, and they will not make education for sure. So, first of all, the priority will be human resources and the structure. Then we can start to operate more and more and more. As we don't have any candidates for the VPG and VPD, also I will have to also give support for the local boards and for the presidents to make them to continue to contribute for the growth of each section that we have in Portugal. And I plan to really make a plan with them in the beginning of the year, for example at the local boards meeting, and also make a tracking of this plan at the end of the year. So, and also in the middle and with the current goals that we have. I think we should track like the evolution of each section per year, and I think the focus is on the sections. Then we can give steps forward and continue the growth of our federation. But if we don't have the base, the foundations, it will not work. It will fall, and who will suffer is our international students. So thank you.
Thank you, Pedro. Coimbra, do you want to say something?
Yes, at Coimbra. It's not that I want to say a lot of things because I think we've talked enough during these days, but I think I talk on behalf of all of our section. We are really proud of you. The work you've put on during the section and everything, it's been amazing. You are an inspiration for me, as I said. I wish you all the best, and I'm really sad that you're leaving, but I'm really happy that you're going for a bigger thing, and I know you'll always have Coimbra in your hearts, and I'm really, really happy for you, and we believe in you.
Thank you. I think my section will be in good hands.
Mariana José is from Coimbra, so I'm also very proud, but that's obvious. So my board in Coimbra started with Pedro, and I'm so lucky that 2 years ago we met and started with this adventure together with more people, and I know it's so grateful to be your friend. I know how much you did for Coimbra, for us, and for everything you touch. It's just really, and you have so much, I don't know, everything you do, I see joy, I see commitment, and I'm very proud of you. I'm not sad that you're leaving. I think that's where you belong. You are meant to this. I'm so proud of you, and I know you are not far because I know where you live. And I will always be there when you'll be closed up and you have time, like maybe in the summer, and we are going to Sunburn finally together. So very happy with you.
Thank you so much.
my fault.
Yours?
I'm really not sure. He was entirely there.
You are really
It sounds like a problem.
Olha a mana das artes.
Outra?
Não tenho uma experience session. Can we continue, please?
Yes.
You're the customer, it is your turn. You have 8 minutes to present. We'll tell you when you have 2 left. You start when you feel ready. Then we'll have the Q&A. Please, if you want to have questions, you can already put them there. So there's no pregnant pause between now and then. And go for it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to present my candidacy for the Secretary of the National Board for the mandates of 2025-2026. Okay, so who am I? For the ones who don't know me, I am 23 years old. I am a Master in Industrial Engineering and Management, currently working at Évora. I'm from a little village from the north of Portugal called Évora, and I've been an ESN for 4 years and a half, but my ESN section is ESN Évora. Okay, so for my ESN path, so I started as a member in February 2021, and 1 year and a half I became local president. During my 2 mandates, I was education officer and education community manager of ESN Portugal, and I am currently the secretariat of the audit team also of the ESN Portugal. More recently, I became a full member of the International Committee for Education in the Erasmus Plus team. So, regarding my focal points, my first focal point is the National Secretaries and Projects Community and project support positions. So I feel like ESN Portugal is nothing without its ESN sections. So this is why this is my main priority, I would say. So I intend to support the local sections with information, tools and materials, and we need to understand what are they struggling on in what regards to projects. Of course, this is only possible ensuring the cooperation and collaboration with the Secretaries and Projects community through, for example, one-on-one meetings, community meetings, consultation processes, and of course with the support of my projects department that I intend to keep strong and assisting during my own mandate. So for my second focal point, the strategy for ESN Portugal National Projects implementation. So this year we are going to present the 3-year strategy. We already have some recommendations, and it's important to define the strategy for the national projects that we have now and the upcoming ones. So for this, I want to create tailored documents for specific projects that I feel that sections are having difficulties to implement. Continue the good practices of writing reports with the help of my project coordinator, because data is everything and we can do everything with data nowadays. And of course discuss new project ideas with the board, with my community, with my support positions, and of course find alternative solutions for the projects that we have now and where we are having difficulties. So my third focal point, the Secretariat and its human resources management. So during my first month, I would say, I want to hold a meeting with the Secretariat to align our strategy. But this is not only a one-time thing only. I want to keep this regularly, not only to keep our strategy aligned and change it if needed, but also to guarantee the regular evaluation follow-ups to ensure that everyone is on the same page, feeling motivated, supported, and accomplishing their role. Because I know that when you're not feeling accomplished in your work, the job gets harder and harder every day. So finally, I want to continue to do what started and ensure that the Secretary has conditions to work and to work on documents where we can have clear guidelines on how to support the full-time employees and our volunteers, and also the recruitment process, of course. So finally, I think this candidacy, talking about motivation now, I feel like this candidacy came from a place of wanting to help the Federation to grow and evolve. I was always a person that wanted to help as much as possible, and I feel like this is the right time to give this step. I want to guarantee the Federation, the sustainability of the Federation. We are now in a very complicated year, only having 4 candidates to the local board. And I want to rely on my support position, on the Secretariat, on the rest of the National Board to accomplish this. I also did it for the people from my local section that always supported me in every step of the way. The ones that are here and for the ones that aren't. Thank you so much, and now I'm open for your questions. Thank you.
Starting off strong, Nancy.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Henrique Gonçalves and Lisboa. Hi Carolina, congratulations on your candidacy. So, speaking of it, it appeared during the 5 extra days for presenting candidacies. So why did you only apply then and not before? What changed during those 5 days, and what were your motivations for doing it?
Okay, as I stated before, my motivation is wanting to help. And as I already said in the community call of secretaries and projects that I attended, I felt like right now it's a very complicated time for our federation, and I really want to help. And seeing that there were so less candidacy that I was expecting, I felt like this was my time. And this is not something that appeared out of nowhere. I already have the intention of staying in ESN. Like, I feel like this is not the end of my path in ESN. And I feel like this position is really good, is where I can learn more stuff. Like, project management is something that I'm really fond of. I did my thesis on that, actually. And I want to keep learning, I want to keep contributing to the federation and to the network. And I feel like that are my main motivations. I don't know if I answered your question. Thank you.
Daniel?
Daniel Grange, ESN Switzerland. Thank you for the candidacy. Considering that part of your portfolio is covered by the international training and activities community, and in the absence of a VPD, if I understood correctly your structure, the representation of ESN Portugal within this community relies on you. And as a full member of that community, actually, I'm curious about what concrete forms of support or collaboration you would expect from this community to help you succeed in your responsibilities.
Okay. So first of all, thank you for your question. I feel like first I need to understand what kind of meetings do I need to participate in, and what can I bring to the network. And I feel like I will learn this while I'm in the job doing it. Because right now, I don't know what kind of insights I can bring. Maybe like events that go well in other sections, projects that we can also implement here in Portugal. So something aligned with that. I think that's it. I'm sorry if I couldn't answer your question.
Thank you. Eduardo?
Eduardo Bastos, SME. First of all, I want to congratulate you for your candidacy. And as we already had the opportunity to discuss in our community meetings, we had a potential growth of the online partnerships and Christmas with Portuguese retailers project. And I want to know what is your perspective on the potential and risks of expanding this aspect, and how we can ensure the integrity and exclusivity of such partnerships for Erasmus students only.
Okay, thank you for your question. So, in regarding to Christmas with Portuguese families, I feel Christmas with Portuguese retailers. I'm sorry. I felt like this is something that, as I said in my candidacy, as I said in my answers, this is something that needs to be reassessed. The recommendations of the report were to maybe retire this project.